Cowboy Bebop is one of the most popular animes in the world. It is so popular in the Japans, it quickly made its way to the Americas, the Europes, the Asias, and the Antarcticas of the world. It's a sci-fi series set in the year 2071 and follows the lives of a bounty hunter named Spike and his crew traveling in their spaceship called the Bebop. The anime debuted all the way back in 1998, and the series is hailed as a masterpiece and to many is one of the greatest animes of all time. So it was only a matter of time until the boys and girls of Hollywood got together and made a Cowboy Bebop live-action series. After multiple delays due to the pandemic, Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop series has now wrapped up filming. So here's everything we know about Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop TV series so far. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon for more content. Let's get this rolling. Now we have a bunch of info on who's working on the series. Before I start though, I'm gonna be mentioning a lot of names, and although I did look up how to pronounce them correctly, I'm probably gonna get some of them wrong. But it's okay, because number one, I'm a minority, and number two, English isn't my first language. So I'm allowed to make mistakes. The live-action series is being developed by producers Andre Nemec and Jeff Pinkner. Andre Nemec co-produced Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol and the live-action Ninja Turtles movie, and Jeff Pinkner was a producer on Alias, Lost, and the Jumanji sequel. We also have Christopher Yost as one of the writers, who was a writer on Thor Ragnarok and The Mandalorian.
We know each other. He's a friend from work.
We also have Javier Grillo Marx working on the show, who wrote some episodes of Lost and created the ABC show The Middleman. Now, the director of the original anime series, Shinichiro Watanabe, will still be involved in the live-action series and is going to be the show's creative consultant. Now, the anime series is extremely popular for its jazzy soundtrack, so it's pretty awesome to hear that Yoko Kanno, who composed the anime's iconic soundtrack, will be working on the live-action show. So I'd say we got a really solid team here writing and producing it. They're bringing back some of the original crew too. It's like they're bringing the boys back. The boys are back. The boys are back. That's great and all, but what about the cast? We have a pretty big list of confirmed cast members, but I'm only gonna focus on the main ones. John Cho will be playing as Spike Spiegel, the lead character of the anime. You probably have seen John in Harold and Kumar and the Star Trek reboot. We also got Mustafa Shakir starring as Jet Black, and Daniella Pineda is starring as Faye Valentine, who apparently will not have a similar costume to the Faye in the anime. I know, right? See, according to an interview in the website IO9, Faye's revealing costume from the anime has been toned down a bit for Netflix's costume design because, as Javier Grillo Marx put it, we need to have a real human being wearing that. First, they took our Lola Bunny. Now, they take our Faye Valentine. Why is Hollywood taking our childhood away? Who are we supposed to simp for now? Gentlemen, we need to get together and call 888-638-3549. That's the Netflix hotline. Call them and demand that we get our Faye in a ridiculously tight outfit or we cancel Netflix for like a few weeks. The series also stars Alex Hassell, who plays Translucent in The Boys as Spike's nemesis Vicious, and we also have Elena Satine starring as Julia. Since the anime is pretty old and times have been changing, we do know a few things that have been confirmed to be different in the anime series. Like the characters in the anime constantly smoking will be toned down for the live action series, and although the anime had 25-minute episodes, each episode in the live-action series will be about an hour long. The show will also follow the same premise as the original anime, focusing on the adventures of a ragtag group of bounty hunters chasing down criminals across the galaxy. So back in 2019, when the show initially began production, Netflix released a short kickoff video from the point of view of Ian, the corgi who in the anime hangs out with the Bebop crew. Now, the series was initially set to release in 2020, but John Cho, who's playing the lead character Spike, had a knee injury which delayed filming by more than 6 months. On top of that, the pandemic happened, which further delayed filming. The show is set to debut sometime in 2021, but as of this recording, there is no official release date. But given that the show wrapped up filming in March 15th of 2021, assuming it doesn't get delayed again, we'll probably see the series debut sometime at the end of this year. Now, the Netflix live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop isn't the only adaptation we've ever gotten of the show. We've previously gotten a Cowboy Bebop animated movie called Cowboy Bebop Knockin' on Heaven's Door, and that did pretty well. We also got 2 Cowboy Bebop games, but honestly the games weren't anything special. Now let's go back in time a bit. Back in 2008, I still feel old saying that. So back in 2008, there was a live-action Cowboy Bebop movie that was being worked on by 20th Century Fox. Keanu Reeves was gonna play the lead character of Spike. Similar to the Netflix live-action series, some of the original crew that worked on the anime were gonna be involved in that movie too. The movie was set to release in 2011, but problems with the budget delayed the movie and the script needed to be rewritten to reduce the cost, until the movie was basically in development hell. On October 2014, series director Watanabe was asked about the live-action film at a Comic-Con, and this is what he said.
I'm afraid I don't know what they're thinking in Hollywood. Apparently the project hasn't come to a stop, but I don't know how it's going to progress from here on. I hear that there are a lot of Hollywood problems.
Nice job, Hollywood. It sounds like they weren't willing to give the movie the budget that it needed. So it's probably for the best that we never got to see that movie, especially with how the Netflix Death Note movie turned out. Now, something that I really hope that they end up doing is get some ideas from Joss Whedon's Firefly, which, similar to Cowboy Bebop, is a space western that follows the adventures of a renegade crew of a spaceship called Serenity. Except instead of Nathan Drake, we got Spike, and instead of the gorgeous Morena Baccarin, we got the very good-looking Faye Valentine. That show in many ways is surprisingly similar to Cowboy Bebop, so if they can get some ideas of how Firefly was done, especially if they get the music right, we could have something very special here. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon for more of this stuff, and consider supporting me on Patreon as well. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Cowboy Bebop live action series. Are ya looking forward to it, or should they just leave the original as is and just work on something else? Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.